when I'm in there with Shakur, you know, it's a chess match, you know, because Shakur is a secret man as well. So it's definitely a chess match, and that's something that I love, he loves, because now we got to be creative. You got to go in that bag and you're like, I can't do this with him because it's not gonna work. Now I got to get more creative to get a little advantage over the big both competitive. Neither one of us want to let the other one get anything off.
You want to sign a contract and fight my little brother?
Everyone saw the moment Terence Crawford stormed the press conference, grabbed the microphone, and publicly told Teofimo Lopez that Shakur Stevenson was going to dismantle him piece by piece. To casual fans, it looked like pure confidence, the pound-for-pound king stepping in to protect his younger brother. But insiders now say that moment told only half the story. Behind the scenes, a completely different reality was unfolding, one that has reportedly sent serious shockwaves through Shakur Stevenson's entire camp.
First glance, for me, it seemed like this was not going to be a very good fight, that it was a fight that had a real chance to be a snoozer because of the way both of these guys fight. But during my live stream, I got some information. I won't say information inside because it was on a live stream about Teofimo Lopez that I found very interesting and may make the fight a lot more exciting, because there's two things about Teofimo Lopez that Shakur Stevenson really has to worry about.
According to sources close to the situation, everything changed the moment Crawford was shown leaked footage from Teofimo Lopez's private sparring sessions. Insiders claim Crawford was left stunned, staring silently at the screen before reportedly saying, "I've never seen him look this scary." While the public saw a confident mentor talking trash, those close to the camp believe Crawford was genuinely alarmed. The turning point wasn't a tweet, a quote, or a press conference. It happened quietly in the gym, away from cameras. Crawford reportedly expected to see the same inconsistent Teofimo who struggled in recent fights. Instead, he rewound the footage again and again, analyzing it in total silence.
Tim Bradley said that he feels like Shakur Stevenson can hurt you. Not necessarily with power, but by frustrating you, controlling the distance, nullifying your offense, just making you look bad. He said that he feels like Shakur has superior boxing IQ compared to you.
That's cool. That's his opinion. That's cool. Everybody has an opinion like an asshole. You know? So,
I swear I wish I could be like you. I swear I wish I could be like you too. Just be like, they say whatever, it's fine. I'd be like, say what?
He also said don't run from Shakur.
Yeah. I mean, hey, I put on boxing shoes, not track shoes. So yeah, I'm excited.
An insider revealed that Crawford kept shaking his head, repeatedly muttering that Teofimo's hand speed was stupid fast. This wasn't just quickness, it was something different. Crawford allegedly noticed Teofimo moving with the speed of a lightweight, while carrying the thudding, fight-ending power of a much bigger man. And the concern wasn't just physical, it was psychological. According to those close to the camp, Crawford immediately pulled Shakur aside and delivered a blunt warning. "This dude is a beast right now. If we don't match this energy, this could get ugly fast." Suddenly, Crawford's press conference intervention took on a new meaning. When Teofimo tried to get in Shakur's face and provoke emotion, Crawford stepped in not just to talk trash, but to block a dangerous setup.
Teofimo Lopez is a bit of an enigma when you see him in a boxing ring. He is somebody that is very, very athletic, somebody that is very, very highly skilled, but his mindset is not always as consistent as you would want it to be. And his performances are not as consistent as you would want them to be. When he fought against Vasily Lomachenko, he looked like a very tremendous fighter against Vasily Lomachenko. I think he won that fight, looked very good, all of the above. But then you see him come back against George Kambosos, and it's like a totally different fighter. He winds up getting beat by George Kambosos, goes up to 140 pounds. Then he gets a shot with Josh Taylor, who was a former undisputed champion, but really still considered the man at that division. And then he goes about completely dominating and outclassing Josh Taylor, who many people believe was a pound for pound top fighter. But then he comes back and he fights guys like Jermaine Ortiz And he fights guys like Sandor Martin. And they just look like fights that he underwhelmed, and he fought to the level of his competition. So with Teofimo Lopez, that's what I always worry about. And don't worry about his talent or his skill or his ability. I always wonder whether or not what level he's going to fight at, and whether it's just going to be right about the level of the guy he's fighting. And as a result,
Crawford understands better than anyone that an emotional shocker is a vulnerable shocker. By stepping in, he wasn't just being a supportive friend, he was protecting Shocker from falling into Teofimo's psychological trap. Sources say Crawford believes that if Teofimo drags Shocker into a heated exchange or reckless brawl, the explosive speed and power he saw on tape could end the fight early. The interruption wasn't about disrespecting Lopez. It was about controlling the battlefield before the first bell ever rings.
About the advantages that Teofimo Lopez has in this particular fight is that Teofimo Lopez, really is somebody that is unique in the fact that he likes to fight southpaws, likes to fight guys that have an opposite angle of what you usually get. And look back to the fight that he had with one of the best fight that he had in his career was with a southpaw in Vasily Lomachenko. And so you have to know that he could fight at the level of Vasily Lomachenko at the southpaw, in the southpaw stance. You have to say, okay, well, man, what is that going to mean for the Shakur Stevenson fight? Not that Shakur Stevenson and Vasily Lomachenko fight a lot at all, fight a lot alike at all. They do not fight alike at all, but still the angles and the common problems that are caused by southpaws exist when you fight Vasily Lomachenko and Shakur Stevenson. Also, Teofimo Lopez showed that on his big fight night that he was able to show up on his big fight night, right? So you look at the difference between the Teofimo Lopez fight with George Kambosos. He might have felt like, hey, this is a walk in the park. His ego is flying and his mind isn't really there, really not prepared for the fight, right? And same thing with the other guys that I mentioned, like Jermaine Ortiz and Sandor Martin. But when he got his opportunities, in the big opportunities, he buckled down and he focused against Josh Taylor, who, by the way, also fights out of the southpaw stance, and Vasily Lomachenko. So we'll see whether or not he's able to do that again with Shakur. The problem, the Shakur has had some big fights when he always showed up in his fights, man. Always showed up in his fights. I think Shakur is somebody that really does react in large parts to what other fighters are doing, but still, he's somebody that will absolutely stay in front of you and take the lead and still.
What Crawford reportedly saw on those sparring tapes has terrified anyone expecting a slow, tactical decision fight. Insiders claim Crawford compared Teofimo's current form to a young Roy Jones Jr., a comparison that is never made lightly in boxing. That implies elite athleticism, rare reflexes, and explosive unpredictability. The footage allegedly shows Teofimo moving laterally with smoothness not seen since his Lomachenko performance, but now with added muscle and strength. He's slipping punches by inches and firing back 3 and 4 punch combinations before opponents can reset. Crawford reportedly recognized the danger immediately. This version of Teofimo isn't hunting one punch, he's preparing for a 12-round war. He looks ready to pressure Shocker nonstop for 36 minutes without slowing down, something Shocker may have never faced at this level.
I think none of these dudes is on my level when I'm at my best, so he got a lot to deal with come January 31st.
So without giving up too much, when you look at him as a professional and you see what he's done, the fights he's fought, his style, what is it about him that you are going to exploit?
I think he the truth. He do a lot of things well. I think he flashy. I think it's just some basic stuff. Where I feel like he make mistakes. And I think I'm going to capitalize off those mistakes.
What is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that is the truth and then saying, I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's like, I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Teo his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is like, he like a baby Roy, like he like doing things with his hands down, flashy. So I thought it was cool, so it kind of made me want to get in the ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.